Good morning. This is Makané here, and we are doing a reading for the full Scorpio bloom moon, the flower moon. Did I say Scorpio? I actually think it's Sagittarius. So, if you know what is going on, there's a beautiful super blood moon eclipse that's a crazy, beautiful portal into change. And I did this reading at 4 in the morning Eastern time, and I I was just awestruck by the moon. So what came up with these three beautiful cards. So the first one being bravado, and this card has a lot of beautiful indications for a new sense of power, a new sense of coming into your own being. The fact that you're not allowing others to control you anymore, signs of progress, even if you're feeling like you want to scream and you're stuck, this doesn't mean that you are actually trapped. You're actually moving out from a world of dependency. This is a sign of progress, your frustration, because you're claiming your personal authority or you're being driven to claim it. So you are a conscious soul. You're ready to take responsibility for yourself. This idea of being brave comes most potent when we are brave for the causes that we most believe in. What do we most believe in other than our own personal autonomy that allows us to champion for others, that allows us to champion for the change we want to see in the world? If we give up our autonomy, then that means we're saying yes to all the oppressive forces that want to control us, and the time is it's just not for that anymore. The world needs us. You need you. We need you. So challenge the authority figures in your life. This is a necessary step in your growth. It's not just about battling everything and everyone, but finding the courage to challenge what specifically oppresses you, for the wisdom to know when to respect the powers that be and when to stand up. So standing up for what's important for you means asking for it. It's not about fighting, it's just simply stating clearly and asking, why can't I have this? Or why are you able to do XYZ, and why do you dictate that I must do Q? I don't know. Whatever it is, you are finding the strength now. You're standing up. Like recently, I felt a sense of disempowerment around a dispute that was going on, and the environmentalist in me wanted to stand up and shout, and I didn't think that was going to get me where I wanted to go, but I was able to state clearly an important fact that kind of stopped the whole conversation, and I felt a sense of bravado in that moment. So sometimes it's those clear, just simple messages that cut through. So you can see the sword. So cutting through others' ignorance, that's our challenge right now. Cutting through our own ignorance at times when we're just in a stuck place and we're maybe lashing out at the wrong people. Make sure you're directing your bravado towards those who are most gnarly, okay? Like not necessarily the person you see the most, who's a little bit sensitive and who you know will put up with your shit, but like directing it at that person who you feel a sense of intimidation around and who you never speak up against. That is the target, baby. Devotion. Your presence of spirit and nature is everywhere, and it is connecting us to the divine. So this card here, nature, spirit. The story of the Garden of Eden often is misinterpreted. It tells a story of two humans who were kicked out of the garden for their awareness of sin, but in fact it was the two who chose to leave or not just two, but many. So humanity chose to leave that place of harmony with nature, and so we lost touch with being in line and harmony with spirit. And this is always available for us actually to return. So see the little stars here? We're made of stardust. We can't even help it. We are part of nature. So holding that awareness, that is the key to our returning. So trusting that we are nature. So how could we be anything but together? That idea of separation is an illusion. So the theme here again, cutting through illusions. Take as much time as you can to find that beauty, that holiness that nature affirms, and humbly surrender to the greater forces present in nature. So nature has wisdom for us and guidance for us, and the nature spirit's message right now is breathe in the divine. You are with spirit and spirit is with you. The last card here is about higher self, and it's about decisions. This is about how we actually show up. So we may have the best of intentions. We may be feeling that bravado inside. We may be meditating in nature. We may be coming to that place of quiet. But unless we're actively engaging in the kind of action that our guidance, our intuition is calling us to do, unless we're listening to our heart and our higher spirit, unless we're connected to all those things and balancing the demands placed on us and leading with heart and higher spirit, where it's easy for us to get derailed from this. There are so many distractions and so much confusion and misinformation, and if we have any sense of ambivalence about how we want to show up in the world, about what we're offering our service to, like that higher source within us in nature, or battling what oppresses us, or standing up to, I should say. It's not necessarily about waving a literal sword, right? We have other options. So there's a beautiful little passage in the book itself. It just says, the key to making the best choice is to simply follow your heart and attend only to what you care about right now. Follow your heart and attend to only what you care about right now. I think that's just the most pure and simple advice. So attend, that means like what we would think of as a servant, like attending to a butler with a tray. So right now, your attendance is just literally about what is in basically your heart and what is the best choice for you. So find out what's in your heart, what is purely like, and not the confusion of like, past lovers and like family ties that are like, oh my God, give 110% over here, and like, oh my God, get lost in the past. It's like your heart that's connected to higher source and connected to your own evolution. So this is a time of moving out of rivers of jealousy and sadness, rivers of other people's envy, other people's confused intentions, and other people's stuff, and the sadness that we associate with losing touch, with regret, remorse. See these beautiful lavender hills? That's where your path is going. There's something beyond. So there's no need to dwell too much to focus in here. But actually, if you look closely, the image here, the heart has wings. Those rivers are wings. When we're able to like be above that, our heart is free, and the things that felt like muddy waters can wash away. So this beautiful clear opening of the eclipse is a divine sign of change. It's a perfect window of opportunity for starting a new way of being and attending to only what super matters. And we're not saying to drop all of our other commitments was a juggling act. And in that juggling act, we can get feeling a push and pull and weighed down, or we can have a sense of freedom. In our time in nature, we can feel separate, or we can actually touch and feel our connection, our oneness. In our bravado, we can have a sense of aggression, a sense of like toxic masculinity, a sense of our own ego cheering us on when maybe we're fighting against the wrong thing. Like maybe we're rallying against a higher spirit as a whole. We're just like so frustrated with the situation, the cards that have been dealt us. But remember, there are ancestors, there are wisdom spirits to guide us, there are nature spirits to guide us, and there's our higher sense of source in our heart. So tending to what is aligning here is a way to rise above and cut free. And this is what we're being asked to do right now. I hope you are finding that window. May your wisdom guide you ever further. May your experiences teach you ever more. May your spirit become ever clearer, and you can't even help it. You're already rising above. So you're already connected. You're already ready for that change. Just say yes. Thank you for joining me today.